Hi, Tilda family. It's Dr. Oz with another Fabulous Female Fridays, and we're in our third week of our 7-week series. This week we are discussing abuse. This is a very important topic to me, as I've done a lot of work with trauma patients, domestic violence survivors, sexual abuse survivors. I've had a lot of experiences with this, and even my dissertation was written on the effects of domestic violence on battered men. Yes, there are some battered men in this world. They don't report it, but there are men that are being abused at almost the same rate as women. You're just not going to hear a man saying, "Oh, my wife socked me in my eye last night." He's more so going to say, "Oh, I got hit in the eye playing a pickup game of basketball." Men aren't just going to admit that their wives are terrorizing them. It just doesn't happen. But I can assure you that the abuse does occur. So let's talk about a couple of abuses here. The first one I'd like to talk to you about is financial abuse. And what financial abuse is? Financial abuse is when someone tries to take advantage of you financially. This can be someone that is trying to ruin your credit. This could be the spouse that's spending all the money and, just spending it on frivolous things and not really thinking about what needs to be taken care of with the household. Because even in a marriage, you have to talk about the money that comes in and out. If you don't, financially, you're going to be a disaster. You're just going to be a disaster. And I mean, think about, or this could be a situation where the financially wealthy person in the family gets the, buck of having to take care of everyone in the family, which is completely unfair. I mean, if you go and you work hard, you shouldn't have to, bail Junebug out of jail because he did something stupid again. Like, that should not have to be your role in life to play in your family. However, it happens all the time. I mean, let's think about Terry from Soul Food, from all my Soul Food watchers out there, who, when Terry just had to take care of everyone because she was gainfully employed with a very great job. And that really wasn't fair. That is what we consider a financially abusive relationship. So if you potentially see yourself as being on either end of that spectrum, that's probably something that you might want to take care of before you say "I do." Because finances is one of the number one reasons why marriages do not work. So you definitely want to make sure that you are equipped with everything to make your relationship work. Sexual abuse, let's talk about that. Sexual abuse can occur in a relationship and a marriage. If someone says no, that they do not want to have sex, no means no, man or woman. It means no. It means no. And if you force yourself on that person, you have just committed rape. I don't care if you're married to them or not. You have committed rape. When someone does not want to be someone having sexual advances towards them, and they say no, and they're firm in that position, no means no. Now, I know some of you people out there are thinking, what man is going to say no to sex? There are some men that just may not be in the mood to. They may not want to have sex. And if he's sleeping, he wakes up and finds himself in a sexual position out of his sleep after he said no, my friends, that's rape. So, yes, it can definitely occur in relationships. You definitely have to be very careful about how you interpret things out of the Bible too, guys. Your body is my body. That is one of the verses in the Bible. And you have to discuss it with your spouse before you can decide not to have sex. And even though, I live by the Bible, but if my husband tells me no, and then I'm forcing myself on him, then guess what? I've just raped him. Because no means no. So sexual abuse can occur in a relationship. Or when you're intimidating someone to have sex with you, maliciously, like, I won't do this for you unless you have sex with me. That's not good, people. I mean, sex is supposed to be a beautiful thing. It's supposed to be an enjoyable thing. And it's the only sin in the Bible that is reversible. It's sex is great after marriage. It's supposed to take place. It's supposed to be a beautiful thing. But when people take advantage of that, it can potentially become an abusive relationship. So just be very careful with your spouse. If your spouse is saying no, just say, look, are you really saying no? Or are you just saying no? Let's clarify. Because you don't want to rape your spouse. And it happens. It does happen. I've counseled many of couples where, husband and wife, and they're like, look, if I'm not in the mood and I say no, then guess what? I mean no. And when you pounce on me and you still are trying to make me have sex with you, that doesn't feel good to me, and I feel violated. So the moment you feel violated in a sexual experience, that is sexual abuse. And then here's some of the more common themes of abuse that you may be aware of, like physical abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse. Anytime there is an intimidating factor in play in regards to where someone feels intimidated or has to do something against their will, then yes, that is abuse. Listen, men or women, the first time you get hit, you have a decision to make. Because if somebody hits you once, they'll hit you twice. So you have a decision that you have to make of whether you want to stay in this type of relationship. And some people, unfortunately, some of our perpetrators, they really don't know. If they were brought up in a home where, abuse kind of happened, then that's their normal. That's a normalized experience for them. And it may lay dormant. The infamous Chris Brown case with Rihanna, he said that his stepfather used to abuse his mom. Even though I don't know. I don't know what happened in that relationship. But we all saw the pictures and the end result. And so probably during the course of time, he may not have ever hit a woman. But it does not mean that he did not observe that behavior in his home and think that it was okay at some point. So you have to be very careful, parents, what you do around your kids and what you let your kids see, because you don't want to normalize a violent experience for them. Verbal abuse. Listen, that little old saying that we used to have, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt, is such a lie. Words do hurt. Words will tear people at their core. So be careful when you say things in anger to your spouse, because it can come out as a verbal abuse. And you don't want to be that person that's doing that. You really don't want the, I laugh at Kill all the time because he talks about the baby boy relationship where, Jody and Tyrese and Taraji are like going back and forth, breaking up, going back and forth, cussing each other out and all this kind of crazy stuff. That's verbal abuse. That is verbal abuse. So if you have any of these tendencies, my friends, this is something that you might want to work on before you say, I do. You do not want to put yourself in a situation or in a relationship where any of this potential abusive things can take place. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this segment on abuse. It's a very serious topic. And if you feel like you're in an abusive relationship, please, please, please check out the website at tilldeathinfo.com. We have resources for you on the website that can help you get help, that can show you where to get help if you are in an abusive relationship. So if you are feeling intimidated at any point, that's an abusive relationship. The moment where you feel uncomfortable about things that are taking place and you feel powerless, you are potentially putting yourself in an abusive relationship. So if this is you, or if you have these tendencies to be intimidating and overbearing, there are resources for you as well on the website. at tilldeathinfo.com. Check us out. Make sure you let us know what you think about this video. We'd like to hear your feedback. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's also under Till Death Info. Follow us on Twitter at Till Death Info. And you can follow myself at Dr. Roz Acre Black, or Kill at Kill, K-I-L 889. We're on Twitter as well. If you have questions about this, hey, hit us up. We love to talk to our followers. We love to get, if we can help you. If we don't know the answers right away, we'll find it for you. So, really, this is a plea. If you find yourself in an abusive relationship, or you feel like you have abusive tendencies or traits, let's work it out before you say I do and bring kids into the mix and terrorize a whole family. We are trying to save families here. That's why Kill and I do this marriage thing. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this third series in our 7-week series of 7 Reasons Why Not to Get Married, and that you're applying this to your life or telling a friend. Pass this on to a friend of a friend of a friend, because we all know someone that is potentially in a not so good situation. So, be a help to their life. Minister to them by passing this video on. I thank you. I look forward to seeing you next week for the 4th week of our 7-week series. And I really do appreciate you guys for allowing me to be the ambassador for you, encouraging you to be the ambassador in your relationships. It's about love, people. It's time for us to start loving each other instead of doing all this other craziness that we're doing. I'll see you guys next week. Check us out at www.tilldeathinfo.com. Love ya.